We're in Paris for the third and final stage of the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup, coming up on Compound Saturday. Mr. Perfect goes looking for his second stage win of the season, and Colombia's Sara Lopez is aiming for a place at the World Cup final. Paris, France is the venue for the last stage of the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup, and this is the one remaining chance for the world's best compound archers to book their place in September's World Cup final. At the Charlotte Stadium, we'll find out who'll join previous stage winners Braden Gelantine, Mike Schlusser, Nora Valdez and Tanya Gelantine as World Cup qualifiers. The only way Colombia's Alejandra Esqueno could secure her place in the World Cup final was by claiming gold in Paris, and she proved too strong for Slovenia's Toya Ellison in her semi-final. Just drops it into the 9 for a 29. In the other semi-final, Colombian teammate Sara Lopez was still to book her World Cup final spot, and she rarely looked in danger against Mexico's Andrea Becerra. It's another perfect, the third of the match from Sara Lopez. Becerra still had a chance of a podium finish, but she couldn't overcome Toya Ellison in the bronze medal match. A 9 is going to be enough for Toya Ellison to take the bronze here in Paris. Brilliant 10 to finish. We knew that the women's compound final would be between Colombians Alejandra Esqueno and Sara Lopez, with the winner booking her place in September's World Cup final. Wow. Quality was always going to be right up there. Unbelievable. I mean, it's not just that they're 10s, it's the quality of the groupings. I mean, we knew this was going to be high quality, but this is an impressive start. Look at the group still remains absolutely tight. Bottom right of the 10 and top left of the 10. Again, another fantastic shot into that group. Nikki, how big are we talking these groups are? Because they're pretty similar in size, aren't they?
Yeah, they're probably the bottom of the mug, something like that, in the 10. It's an 80 centimetre face, and you know, they're well within those, aren't they, even? So, yeah, I mean, a large coin, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a couple of centimetres. Those last two arrows, funnily enough, from the pair of them, just widening the group ever so slightly. So you might be going from a 2 centimetre to 3 centimetre wide grouping. 230s again. You're right, you called it straight from the beginning. This is going to be about how many 9s they shoot, because they are right in the centre of the target. Neither of them have missed the 10. A little bit of a reset there for Esqueno. Plenty of time though. Straight into the 10 to start end number 3.
Not only the 10, but X10s. So that little circle in the very centre still scores a 10, but we call that the X10 qualification. That would split you between someone else if you had the same score who was closest. But that might be the first sign, an arrow that might need to be measured.
Oh, that one's clear. They both just shot their first 9s, potentially. Asciano subject to a measure. Lopez definitely going to the 9, back into the 10. So provisional 29 for Asciano in end number 3. It's a definite 29 for Sara Lopez. So an 89 for Lopez confirmed. Okay, Nikki. Come on then. Is it a 9 or is it a 10?
Oh, it's so close. It's so close.
Oh, the magnifying glass is out now. That is exceptionally close.
I think it might be in, you know. So the judge here, they've got to look from both sides, and if they can't see, you know, there's a gap. If they're unsure, if they really can't tell, if they're unsure, it's got to be in. They have the benefit of the doubt, so it's got to be clearly out.
Well, Asciano's score on the big board has been marked up to 90, and that was a clue because it has been marked up as a 10. Asciano has not missed the 10 yet. A 9 from Lopez. The second arrow of the third end is the difference between these two, and it will be Lopez to start end number 4. You have to marvel at the quality these two archers are producing. It is absolutely outstanding. We're back to a perfect. Bit of a longer hold, but it's got it out into the 10 and staying with a perfect. This is completely brilliant. There's nothing you can say other than it's spectacular shooting. Critical now for Lopez. She trails by 1 as we go into the 5th and final end. She needs to keep the 10s flying to put pressure on her teammate, and starts very well.
Quick shots, confident, isn't she? Maybe putting the pressure back on her teammate, less time to recover and get the next shot out.
Staying focused. Oh, that's the one. She just held on a bit too long, didn't she?
Yeah, but I think that maybe the recovery time, she just had to go back straight up there again and shoot. Sarah, such a quick shot.
Well, look at this now. Asciano, having shot her first 9 of the whole match, needs a 10 to force a shoot off. Oh, she's gone into the 9, having shot 10 after 10 after 10. It's a 28 in the final end. And actually, you look at the reaction of Sara Lopez, she really felt for her teammate.
Pues feliz y a la vez no, sé lo mucho que Aleja lo quería y hicimos un muy buen trabajo. Acabo de tirar el partido más fuerte de toda mi carrera contra mi compañera y así era como lo queríamos un shoot-off. Me alegra mucho, sé que ambas lo queríamos, pero representaré a Aleja con el corazón en las finales y estoy muy contenta porque fue un día excelente para mi país y la verdad ha sido una de las mejores Copas Mundos que hemos tenido en mucho tiempo y estoy muy contenta porque nuestro equipo está muy fuerte.
Final World Cup rankings, and look, there are our stage winners. Tanya Galantine right at the top, Sara Lopez picking up the stage here. Ellison qualified with Pierce, Valdez a stage winner, and then we wait for confirmation. Who else will be going to Yankton? In the compound women's team gold medal match, it was Colombia taking on Great Britain. And in a tight contest, the Colombians edged ahead after 2 ends. The British trio couldn't quite match their opponents throughout and finished with 3 nines. And that meant Alejandra Esqueno, Sara Lopez and Nora Valdez came out on top. Sara Lopez an 8 for the gold medal here in Paris. And of course, it's put into the 10. A tight match was expected in the men's team final where the USA, who'd flattered to deceive this season, were taking on a strong Denmark trio. And it was Stefan Hansen, Martin Damsbo and Matthias Fullerton who got their noses in front after the first end. A perfect 60 from the Americans in the third helped them take the lead for the first time in the match. The USA had the chance to take gold. And he's popped it into the 9. In the shoot-off, it was Denmark who held their nerve. He needs this in the 10. If it goes into the 9, they will be level, but the USA will take it. And it has gone into the 10. Colombia were taking on Russia in the mixed team final. And Anton Bulayev and Elizaveta Nyazeva made their intentions quite clear with a perfect 40 to start. And the Russian pair carried that form all the way through the match to claim top spot on the podium. And he gets the 9 that he needs. It's a single point win in the end. Still to come, 3 archers are determined to prevent Mike Schlosser claiming his second stage win of the season in Paris. Archery has featured on the Olympic programme for almost 50 years, but not the compound discipline.
Yes, compound archery should be in the Olympics. It's sport, it's the same as recurve, and there's just as much international competition, so I don't see why it isn't.
Because I feel like every athlete's dream is going to go to the Olympics, and we don't have that, so I think we should get a chance.
It will be great competition for all us, and I hope the next Olympian will be a compound bow.
The archery has been in the Olympics since 1900s. In 1920 it was removed because there was no universal rule, so basically the host country was winning most of the medals. In 1972 it made it back to the Olympic Games in Munich and has been on the program ever since. Since 1972 there was only really the recurve bow. It has been the recurve bow since. And of course we have plans to see how we can add compound in the future.
Great stuff from Turkey.
Well, the initiative has to come from us to propose it, but then the final decision is made first by the IOC Sports Program Commission, and then it is taken by the IOC Executive Board. First of all, we have to make sure that we have really a universal component to the compound events, meaning especially for the women we have to have more competitive women from across the world. At the moment it is very much based in a few number of countries, so this is our first priority, is increase participation of women in compound and make them more competitive. Our compound was developed and introduced in archery first in field archery competition. In 1995 it was added to the program of the World Target Championships, and since then we've been developing it more and more. We have included it as a target discipline in the World Games. Probably now by the next Pan American Games the level in all of the Americas will have gone up tremendously, and that will make it more and more competitive. The same we see in Asia, and especially with China hosting the next ones, we'll see a major step forward in Asia as well. It's an important step because in the end the International Olympic Committee is a majority, I would say, composed of national Olympic committees. And if national Olympic committees have the habit of having compound at regional games, which are critical for them as well in terms of funding and performance, then it's easier to make that step to add it to the Olympic Games. We're not the only ones who have wish lists. There is other sports as well. There is sports that are not on the Olympic program that also want to be on there. So we need to do it in the best way, and we have to do it at the right time. And this is critical because we won't have many chances to get it done. So we have to do it at the right time, and I think looking forward, the time will come.
In the opening men's compound semi-final, Mike Schlusser of the Netherlands faced Chris Schaff of the USA, with both archers already guaranteed a place in the Hyundai Archery World Cup final. This match went to a single arrow shoot-off. Right, in the 10, but high. Chris Schaff, that is closer for me. It is a 10-10 shoot-off, but Chris Schaff is closer to the spider, right in the centre of the target. The second men's semi-final featured two archers still hoping to book their place in the World Cup final, India's Abhishek Verma and Anton Buliev of Russia. And it was the Indian archer who got stronger as the match wore on. Verma's going to the final, he finishes with another perfect. Mike Schlusser claimed a podium place with a stunning maximum in his victory over Anton Buliev in the bronze medal match. He's done it! He's got the 150! So what a men's compound final we had in prospect. Chris Schaff of the USA taking on India's Abhishek Verma. Chris Schaff to get us underway.
Yep. Bottom of the X. Good shot. Go, Chris. Good, strong shot. Good timing.
Fancy Verma needed that 10 to start this match.
Yep.
Oh, hello. Now, 2 X's from Verma, and my oh hello was, I think that might be a 9 for Schaff. It's marked for a measure, that second arrow.
Yep.
He's back in the 10 ring, in the X ring, so a 29 provisionally. Can Verma start this? Well, it'll be a dream start for him. It's 30 for Verma. The Indian, I think, is in the lead, and that could put a huge amount of pressure on Chris Schaff. What an amazing start for Abhishek Verma. The pressure is now on Chris Schaff, who has to be the favourite here for this.
Yep. X.
Back in the X ring for the American. Good group of 4 arrows. This is really about mind control for the pair of them now. The pressure on Schaff to come back from dropping just 1 point. That's how high the standard is. And the pressure of leading from Verma.
Yeah, I mean, Verma, look at his CV. He's done some amazing things. Bronze at World Cup finals in Samson in 2018. He got silver in Mexico City World Cup finals 2015. This guy is a real competitor.
Good, strong shot. Good timing. Yep. There you go.
A little bit of extra movement there. You talk about the movement afterwards. That looked like a back shoulder dropping out, but still a 10.
Yeah, maybe the balance was maybe slightly different, but enough.
Not quite as good a perfect as the first one for Abhishek Verma, but it's still a perfect. Schaff with a long hold at the start of the third end puts a 9 down the range, and this just opens the door further for Abhishek Verma.
Good Yep, there it is.
Back in the centre. You talk about the accolades of this man over the years. But in terms of current form, Chris Schaff is the favourite for this one. The performance from Abhishek Verma is so good, it's actually starting to show some cracks in Schaff's mindfulness, as you've put it, Nikki. He needs to get control of it. A 30 for him, or a 29 for him again. Perfect. So he has capitalised. He's taken advantage both times that Schaff has dropped a 9. Bit more confidence in that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needs. Just needs to keep them going in there now. Can't afford to drop any more.
Oh.
Good, strong shot, Chris.
Abhishek Verma
Good timing, good focus, good finish.
is a matter of 5 arrows from winning here in Paris. And you have to say, it's against the odds.
Good, strong shot. Good finish. Yep.
Another 30, that's the second one for world number 5. And that's the first point dropped from Abhishek Verma. He's into the 29, leading by a single point now.
Yep.
Last end starts with a 10 from the American.
Show me one more.
Verma just trying to stay in there, clips the line. You can hear the Indian contingent in the crowd. It is, of course, the teammates and delegates from the Indian Federation.
Yep.
Brilliant shot from Schaff, hitting the spider.
One more.
So much pressure on this. Got to keep it in here. This is all about the spot for the World Cup finals.
Yep.
Oh, there's a 9, the second one. They are all square. 138 apiece. This match has come down to the final arrow.
There it is.
And that's in the 10. So now, all of a sudden, all of the pressure is on Abhishek Verma. He needs a 10 to force the shoot-off. Gets the 10 to force the shoot-off. A 29 twice in a row for Verma has meant that Chris Schaff has managed to get himself right back in this.
What a shoot-off we've got here. Absolute nail-biter again. One arrow now, closest to the middle. You know, this is whether he's going to get a spot to go to the World Cup finals or not. There could be more at stake.
Shoot-off here for the compound men's individual title at Hyundai Archery World Cup Stage 3 in Paris. Chris Schaff of the United States against Abhishek Verma of India. Schaff to go first. Now, the door, again, for a third time in this final, has opened for Verma. Can he hold his nerve? Oh, what a win for the Indian. He pushed out from the start, led all the way, kept the pressure on the favourite and world number 5, Chris Schaff of the United States of America. The nerves perhaps got the better of him towards the end of the match, shooting 2 29s in the final 2 ends to allow Schaff to force the shoot-off. And in the shoot-off, it was Schaff who broke down, shooting a 9 and opening the door for Verma, but Verma still had to do it, and he put it right in the centre of the target.
I am feeling excited and We are waiting a long time, almost 2 years. There is no tournament for us, and now is a comeback with the great victory. So it's very good for me and good for country also.
What a win for Verma. And this is how the rankings have finished as a result of that. Mikey Schlosser at the top as a stage winner. Chris Schaff qualifies second. And there you can see down in seventh, Abhishek Verma with the stage win, along with Braden Gelantine. With so much on the line, it's no surprise that an intense week of competition in Paris has brought out the best in the world's top archers. Sara Lopez and Abhishek Verma claiming compound gold and booked their places in September's Hyundai Archery World Cup final. Join us next time when we're in Yankton, USA for the season climax.